back to Psych'd. I'm Hannah.
I'm Cari.
And sometimes when we talk about... Ooh, sorry, I ate a cookie. When we talk about psychology, we sometimes forget the mental health and the self-care side of it. And I think Cari and I both enjoy turning on the TV every once in a while. So we decided to rank our our top 10 and our bottom 10 movies of all time.
Yes.
And so did we ever decide, do we want to do the bottom 10 first and then the top 10? Or do we want to do, we do the bottom 10?
Yeah, I feel like we can talk more about our favorites.
Yeah, let's get the bottom ones out of the way. Just go ahead and be done with those. We do have Cheyenne in the studio with us today. Hi, Cheyenne. And we do have Hannah in the studio today. So we're all going to be giving some opinions on these films. Are we going to start with 10 and then lead up to like our least favorite film?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. So, do you want me to say my 10 or do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. My number 10 is both versions of Dune. I do not like Dune. Personally, I don't like the Dune films. I think that they have a good plot and a good story, but I think they're too long and too... They just don't have enough meat to their bones, you know?
Yeah.
They don't... I don't know.
I've never seen either one, so I don't have much judgment on them.
Well, it's about... Sorry for people who like Dune. Does Jason like Dune? Dude, Jason, if you're watching this, I hate Dune.
He's gonna be like, I hate you.
Well, Jason. So, but no, I mean, it's basically about spice trading wars and like people with powers. I honestly, that's why I couldn't get into it. I liked Zendaya in the new one, but and Timothée Chalamet, or was it how do they say that? Adam Sandler? Timothée Chalamet. That's how they say Adam Sandler says it. Adam Sandler's actually on my list. No, I didn't like Dune. And I feel bad because like I watched it and I was like, okay, I can get into this. And then I tried to watch it again and I was like, I actually can't. Like someone was like, oh, you'll love it. You love Star Wars. And I'm like, this is a cool one about space wizards with swords. And this one is about spice trading. It's too real for me. And I need space wizards, not real economic crisis. I want to listen about space wizards. What's your 10th?
I feel like there's no surprise. Human Centipede.
Okay, I was gonna try and put that on there, but then I was like, I feel like I've had my fair share of talking about controversial films, so I'm kind of done. But yeah,
mine is Human Centipede for obvious reasons. I feel like I don't really have to go into much detail about that one.
No,
yeah, I feel like it's. I mean, if you don't know about it, consider yourself very lucky. If you do, God bless you. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. So, do you want to say your 9th first? We'll just like alternate back and forth.
My 9th one's Tusk. And we talked about that last episode.
Good Lord. Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Self-explanatory.
My 9th is the TV adaptation of the last Airbender film. I'm sorry. I hated that movie.
The newer one's not bad.
The newer one's not bad. I'm talking about the like 2011.
The whitewashing one.
Yes. The one where everybody from literally Asia was white. They were supposed to be Asian characters and it was just a bunch of white kids. And then, the CGI was so bad.
It had awful acting.
Costuming was bad. CGI was bad. The plot points were so loose. It did not do the justice to Avatar, The Last Airbender. It did not do justice. It's a really bad film.
Yeah.
And also, I just don't like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, the newer one is better, I will say.
Yes, it is. I do enjoy that. That did well, because that's in Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Netflix is also doing a live-action adaptation of One Piece, and that was good. I liked that. It took me a little while to get used to it, but they're doing really good adaptations of animated shows and animes, so.
I really loved Avatar, The Last Airbender. I loved that. And then I loved, what is her name? Korra.
The Legend of Korra was good.
Yeah, they're coming out with another one.
Really?
That's after Korra. There's like, if I'm remembering this correctly, there's like the Avatar after Korra does not want to be an Avatar, so he's in hiding. So there's no Avatar for a long time.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I need to go back and watch Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar is too good.
Avatar
and I'm not into anime.
Yeah. Avatar, well, okay. I have a hard time labeling like Avatar or like Pokemon as anime because they're so mainstream with like children now. I think it's just more like a kid's show. However, like it is an anime.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess 8 now?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how you're going to feel about this one because this one is, I told my friends this and they were like, die. The 90s film The Swan Princess. Do y'all remember that one? With
Barbie?
No, not the Barbie one. The animated one with like with Odette and Derek and here, let me actually look it up to show you.
I think I know what you're talking about. I've never seen it. I've seen clips on TikTok though, because yes, I know. I've seen it.
This film. Yes. Like, okay, let me explain though. Wait, let me get next to the mic. Let me explain. So, I don't like. I don't know. I get it's a kid's film. It's literally a G-rated 1994 family musical, hour and a half long, just meant to entertain your kids. I didn't like it because Odette was such a cool character. Like, she was so cool. They made the Swan Princess, like, super cool, super independent, super badass. And then the second she turned into a swan, she was like, oh, save me. Oh, I'm going to make friends with all the animals. Ooh, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, Derek literally... They felt like they literally had nothing in common their entire lives. And then she was like, okay, like, I guess so. If we're going to be like engaged to be married, I guess I'll just like this. But not even like, I guess. It was like I'm so in love with him. And then at their engagement party, she was like, I don't know, he said something about like, you're so beautiful. You're all I've ever wanted. And she was like, yeah, but what else? And then he goes, what else is there? And I'm like, and she still stayed with him. And she still was like, oh, he's the love of my life. And I'm like, I get it. Men can make mistakes. I get it.
But they learned from them, and he did not.
And he did not. And all he had was the epiphany where a frog yelled at him and was like, oh, that's a swan. And he was like, oh, good Lord. And then went and saved her. It was the most boring movie ever. Mm-hmm. It's pretty. It's a very aesthetically pleasing film. However, personally, wasn't a fan.
I like the Barbie version.
Barbie version's so much better. Any Barbie version of a fairy tale is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to sneeze.
Okay, so we're on 8.
Yeah, 8.
Mine is Split.
Oh, I hate Split.
Me too.
Do you want to say why?
Yeah,
we probably have the same reason. So.
Yeah, like if you've never seen Split, I don't think it's as popular as the other ones for being nasty. But Split's basically about someone that has split personality disorder, and he kidnaps these girls and tortures them and kills them. Spoiler. And that's like the premise of the movie. I don't like it because it is a poor, which whenever you have mental health or mental disorders in movies, there's a chance that they're going to be misrepresented. Mm-hmm. But they took DID, which is dissociative identity disorder. They took that and they read a little bit about it and they ran with it. Mm-hmm. And it was such a misrepresentation of that disorder because, like, as like we've learned in class, it is very rare. You are commonly ever violent. Mm-hmm. And
rarely ever violent.
Yeah, and if you are charged with that and that's your insanity plea, you're not gonna get away with that for insanity.
No.
Because people use that sometimes as an excuse to do bad things. And there's a lot of research around it only being present in a therapy environment.
Yeah.
Like whenever you are talking to your therapist over a long time, the therapist will encourage you to talk about your younger self, and then you begin to develop that. But it's never violent, never anything like that. I don't know. I just think it's such a misrepresentation of the disorder. Like,
it's a frustrating film to watch.
Yes.
Yeah. It, like, I get it can be entertaining for some people, and it's like, oh, that's cool, and like it's spooky, but like, at the end of the day, like, if something isn't representing well, it's not a good film.
Yeah, it's just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Because I'm like, imagine someone that has DID, and you watch that film.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be like, oh.
That's not
at all what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't, and like, besides all that, like, leave all that behind, it just was not a good film.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. It was predictable.
Yeah, it was predictable, and it was so predictable, yet I think it was also kind of all over the place.
Yes, and there was no happy ending.
Not that you need a happy ending, but there wasn't like a cohesive ending with the movie.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. She went from abusive situation. Then she got kidnapped and put into an abusive situation. And then she escapes back into the abusive situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on now. Y'all could have given her something a little bit good. Yeah.
I guess that's also creative freedom.
Yeah, and there's a second movie. Not watching that, but...
There was a second one?
Yeah, it's called Glass. Okay. Dr. Glass. It has Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Samuel, what are you doing?
Anywho, don't like that movie.
Wasn't he Uncle Sam at the Kendrick Lamar halftime show?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He ate.
He redeemed himself with that one for me.
Yeah, it's
Glass. I actually I had never seen Split until I came here, and I took Intro to Psych with Dr. Florky, and that was her example for like a bad representation. I was like, I'm gonna watch this, and I was like, wow, she was right. That was a really bad movie.
It is such a bad representation.
Representation and just a bad movie. Like,
yeah, that's what I said. Like, leave all that in the past. Leave all that behind.
It's just a bad movie.
Like, take off the psychology lenses. It's just not a good movie.
No.
Anyways.
So, my seventh one. Wait, are we on 7 now?
I think so.
Are you doing 7? Wait, do you go first since you just did yours? Yes.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, you go.
Mine was Vivarium.
I've never heard of that one.
It has Jesse Eisenberg in it. What is that woman's name? Don't remember. But it's they're looking at houses, and they go into a suburbia, and every single house is the same. And okay, here's the thing: the plot, like, you are stuck in suburbia. That is an amazing plot. But I feel like they took a really good story and pooped on it. Because it was just like there was monsters involved. There was a okay, so they, like, as they're there, they realize, hey, we can't get out of here. Like, we're just stuck here. But food randomly appears every single day. And a little boy appears on the doorstep, like a baby. And they have to raise the baby, and he grows at like a rapid rate, but like he disappears every night.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like that, like, and I love myself a good psychological thriller, and that's what that is. But I feel like they had such a good plot, and they just went like so many different ways with it. When I really liked just the stuck in suburbia. I feel like that's a good plot in itself.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a monster demon child chasing you.
Well, and I don't know how you feel about this film, but I feel like a better film that does suburbia. It doesn't make my top 10 films, but it's kind of like in the middle for me. Don't Worry, Darling.
That was almost on my list.
That I liked that film. I know a lot of like some people didn't, but I think that did suburbia. It did thriller really well.
Yeah, it did the
enjoyed
patriarchy really well. I really liked that movie, but there was other movies I liked better. But that was almost on my list.
Yeah, I had that written down. And I was like, that might actually be the one to make it into the top 10. Because I totally forgot to talk about that in our last episode. Because I love that movie.
Yeah,
like,
same.
That is probably my favorite acting credit for Harry Styles.
Yeah, and my boyfriend, we watched it together for the first time. I've already seen it, and he didn't see it before. And he was like, that was such a good movie. Right. And I was like, I've been telling you.
Like, it is such a good movie.
It's like crazy. It's all over the place. I don't know. I just love it.
Yeah.
And that's a good, like, representation of suburbia. And here's my thing. Like, they did suburbia, but they didn't include a monster. The monsters are real people. And that's the kind of movies I like, where the monsters are real people, because that's more realistic.
Yeah.
But in Vivarium, there was like an actual creature. Anyways.
Right.
So.
My 7?
Yeah.
7. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I hate the second Harry Potter movie. You honestly could do without it. Kind of. Like, you have to, spoiler for people who haven't seen Harry Potter. Have y'all seen Harry Potter? Girl.
My grandpa said that it was the
You know I haven't.
Yes, that's why my mom said the same thing. I couldn't watch it. Yeah.
Oh, my mom said I could read whatever, with her permission, of course. Like, as long as I wasn't reading, like, crazy stuff. Like, I wasn't pulling 50 Shades of Grey off my library shelf. But, like, I was reading Harry Potter, stuff like that. My mom always made sure I read all kinds of books. I had friends who had parents that said that. So none of y'all seen Harry Potter? Okay.
I know the concept of it.
Basically, the main plot point of the Chamber of Secrets, the big thing you need to know is that you get the first introduction to a Horcrux, which is a part of a soul. and then you get the first introduction to the history of the main villain. And it's literally only 20 minutes of the movie.
I really hope I wasn't munching in that.
No, you're fine. Like, it wasn't necessary. And I guess I'm the only one that can say anything about it, but I hate that movie. Like, it's such an unnecessary film. And I hate the most recent Star Wars films, the most recent 3 trilogy. Put that over that. And that has to say a lot, because I hate that trilogy. But I love all the Harry Potter films. They're great in its entirety, but like, if I focus on my phone and scroll through TikTok while watching The Chamber of Secrets, I'm not going to miss much.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess, yeah, we can just move on. 6. The 2019 musical adaptation of Cats, the musical.
Oh.
I do not like that film. I don't think it was a good cast.
Anything with James Corden.
I like, okay, James Corden was cool in like the 2010s when he would do like the Broadway, like on
Into
the street.
Woods. Into the Woods
When he was Into the Woods. That
good.
I forgot about that movie.
I did too until we started talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good movie though.
That is a really good movie. Into the Woods is great on stage too. I didn't like Cats. And I know like Taylor Swift was in it, and I know people really like Taylor Swift in that because it was like, oh, like an acting credit for her. She did better than the Lorax in my opinion. And she was in the Lorax for maybe 15 minutes. And she was in Cats for what? She had a musical number? She had a whole musical number in Cats.
I was not tuned into Cats.
She was a lady who was dusting people with catnip.
Okay.
I mean, I guess for a cat, Taylor Swift looked good.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not like it. It freaked me out. And the stage... Did you look it up?
That's a jump scare.
Okay, listen. My dad loves the stage adaptation of Cats, the original musical of Cats. Look up the original costuming of the musical Cats.
I will say one of the best songs I've ever heard is off Cats, and it's "Touch Me" by Jennifer. Oh my God, what's her last name?
You mean Memory? It's
Memory.
Touch Me.
"Touch Me's" from Sing.
Oh, that's awesome. They're giving like punk.
Yes, like show Cari.
Like those.
It's like they still look like cats,
furry.
but it's like big and furry, and it's like fun and kind of funky.
Mm-hmm.
And Grisabella, who's Jennifer Hudson was the only good part of that movie.
That's what I'm saying. Her song is such a good song.
Memory.
And then I accidentally got it mixed up with a song from Sing that she sung.
Yeah.
That was too good.
Oh,
she
Sing's
was the
good.
Grandma Llama.
Grandma Llama.
Anyway,
what was her
tangent.
name? Oh. And then like they came back at the end of the film, and she was so proud of them.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good movie. But no, I hate Cats. I like the stage adaptation. I think it's a great musical. It should have never been tried for because I'm a firm believer that musicals on stage, when done well, can be great film adaptations, as you'll see with my top 10. However, Cats is not one of them. West Side Story, great, because it's literally in the streets of New York.
Mm-hmm.
Cats, no. Les Mis, I would even argue Les Mis, it was a good movie adaptation. I would prefer watching it on stage. I've seen too many clips. I haven't seen it in person on stage, but I've seen too many clips of it on stage, and it's just so well done. Hamilton, I don't think it'd be a good movie.
No.
I think Hamilton is so popular for its stage set.
Yeah,
I don't
written
think
for a musical.
It's written for that kind of stage too. The rotation, the multiple floors, it's written for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would, but West Side Story was great. I'll talk about some more of them later. But like, and there's like a bunch of movies that did well. Like, well, actually, that's in my top 10. We will move on.
Yeah.
So I said my 6. What's your 6?
My 6 is also a musical, and it's a little bit controversial. And I'm gonna explain myself, but it's Grease.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I love Grease, but I hate Grease.
Mm-hmm. Miss Girl.
What was that? Anyways, we're getting bombed.
Someone's getting a little crazy in the toilet right now. I'm sorry.
So, whenever I was in high school, my senior year, I played Sandy in Grease.
No way. That? Okay.
Yeah, I was a little musical theater girl.
Really?
Yeah, my sophomore year is when I started getting into it. I don't know if you know this, I played Ado Annie in Oklahoma.
Girl, you were like a theater kid.
I was. And the thing is, I had never done anything like that before. I was in choir my whole life. My choir teacher, I never really had the opportunity to sing out or anything, which I didn't want it. I was shy. But then I auditioned for that part, and then she was like, oh, yeah. And then junior year.
That's so cool.
Thank you. And then junior year, I was Kim McAfee in Bye Bye Birdie. And then my senior year, I was Sandy in Grease.
Girl, that is something you have to mention. Like, those are really great shows.
Thank you. Yeah,
Wow.
I feel like, Ado Annie was my acting debut. I don't know. I feel like I ate down with that one. I liked her a lot better than I did Sandy, because Sandy was like, oh. And then Ado Annie was like, I'm going to show you my, you know what? I'm not going to finish that sentence. But Ado Annie was a fun character to play. Because she's very, like, giddy, horny. That's, like, the main premise of her is that she's the hussy. That's literally the color is the hussy. But I was so shy, and everyone seeing me in that role, they're like, who's that upstage? Who's that on stage? But then Sandy literally was my personality. So, like, I like playing characters that don't really match personality. But anyways, I was Sandy, senior year in Grease. Loved that. She had the most amazing songs to sing. Those are my favorite songs of all time. And, but here's the thing. I don't like Grease because she gave up a part of herself to be with him, and he didn't give up anything to be with her. And whenever I presented that to my people in my class, they're like, oh, yes, he did. He changed. And I was like, I'm literally playing the character. I'm being humiliated in front of his friends, and people are bashing me. And you know what he does? Agrees with them. Does not defend me. But here I am sitting here defending him. And then the car scene was so uncomfortable. That was such an uncomfortable scene to do.
If you don't know the scene we're talking about, it's wherever they're at the drive-in theater, and Danny, the main greaser in the show, like, tries to put the smooth move on Sandy while Sandy's trying to just enjoy the movie and enjoy her time with Danny.
Well, and he gives Sandy a promise ring. And it's, like, basically the same exact thing as the movie. But he gives her a promise ring, and she's like, okay, so this guy is, like, actually going to change. He actually likes me. You know, we had a really great summer. And then he tries to get up all on her, and she's like, no, please stop. And he continues. And you know what she does? Ends up with him. Changes herself completely. Ends up with him.
Literally, changes herself. Gets, like, the leather, like, Spanx pants.
That's what I had to wear.
the like, off-the-shoulder top, if you ever seen Grease. The perm. She starts smoking, like, which, if you do that, it's fine. I don't care. It's your choice, your life. But, like, changes herself completely, and people are like, oh, but he became a jock. He got the leather jacket at the end of the year. It's like, no, like, he didn't continue that lifestyle. He didn't. No, that's such a frustrating movie. Like,
yes,
it's so frustrating. Movie. However, classic.
It's a classic. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I saw we were doing Grease, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to audition for Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
But Frenchie is, like, the perfect character to play, in my opinion. But I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to audition for Sandy.
I love Frenchie's character. I think Frenchie and her boyfriend... What was her boyfriend's name? God, what's his name?
Duty?
Yes. It's, like, something that starts with a D. But their arc, their whole story was so much more interesting than Sandy and Danny.
Yes, and he didn't try to change her at all.
He didn't try to change her at all.
When she had pink hair, he was like, okay, I love it.
Love it.
She had platinum blonde hair. Okay, love it. But that's my thing. Like, whenever I was playing Sandy, I was trying to find pictures of me. When I was playing Sandy, I wore... Oh, found it. A little ascot. I wore a pink headband. I had a poodle skirt.
You have to send that to me so I can put it in the video.
And then, like, at the very end, I had to wear black Spanx.
Is she...
That was Rizzo. Yeah, that's my Rizzo, Naya. I miss her so much.
Rizzo. That's cute.
Yeah, and then at the end, this is what I had to wear. Spanx, a black leather jacket, and a little red scarf around my neck.
Okay, but you kind of ate that up.
Red high heels, and then I had a cigarette in my mouth. A fake one. But it blew smoke. It was really cool.
Okay, that's cool.
But, like, she changed herself completely for this man. Here's another one of my outfits. We, like...
Is it the yellow?
We rented from, like, a company. And they had, like, such good, like, stuff for us to use. I'm trying to find pictures of us, like, in the thing. But, yeah, and, like, my choir teacher wanted me to wear a Sandy and Danny.
Oh.
But he played the role perfectly, I mean. Anyways, but my choir teacher wanted me to wear a wig. And I was like, I have short blonde hair.
You have the hair for it.
I have short blonde hair. Why would I wear a wig? Like, you know, the end she comes out, their hair is really curly.
Yeah, curly.
And I was like, why can't I just leave my hair how it is? Because I had literally, so we had, sorry, this is like a whole tangent about my musical theater days. I miss it though. I loved it.
Yeah.
So I sang oh my God, what is that song? It's like a short version of
Hopelessly Devoted.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm not gonna get that. We're gonna spend too much time thinking about that one.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was a shorter song.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called. Sandra D. Frenchie says something, and then I sing Sandra D. And then I had 2 minutes to run off stage, completely change my wardrobe, and be back on stage and make an entrance. Yeah, so I was like, there's no way I'm wearing a wig. There's no way I'm doing anything different to my hair. I can barely get these Spanx on. So be happy these Spanx are coming on. But yeah, little tangent. Sorry.
That's so crazy. This girl's a 3-show theater kid. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think you do so well in Heathers.
I love Heathers so much.
I think you would.
Who would I play?
I don't remember her name, but the main Heather.
That's what I want to play.
Yeah.
But like I match Veronica better. But it's not fun to play a character
it's not fun to play you because it's like
Sandy wasn't that fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun because I was the main character.
But yeah.
Yeah, but like I had to memorize so many lines. I had to be serious all the time. Edo Annie, like I could literally come up with anything and it would go okay.
Yeah.
Like the guy I did, she had 2 love interests, and one of the guys just completely forgot his words, and I was able to like fill in the gap because I'm literally just the comedic character.
Yeah.
But Sandy, I'm not the comedic character, so I just gotta sit there.
Well, that's also an ultra iconic character.
Yeah.
And so like it's hard to like try and shape that.
Yeah.
You don't want to like make it on your own.
Yeah, and everybody knows Grease. Everybody knows Sandy. Yes. Not a lot of people know Oklahoma, which I didn't know.
It had a
Oklahoma
revival
before.
in 2019.
Yeah.
No, 2017. I remember that because they had their very first wheelchair user.
Yeah, and she played Edo Annie.
Yep.
She ate down.
She did eat down.
But yeah, that was our first musical performance we ever did at my school.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then junior year, we were literally the days before doing it, and it got shut down because of COVID. So we never made it to like a live audience. But we were literally doing the dress rehearsal and stuff.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Yeah, I wasn't as confident about that role because like I had to be on a platform built by people in my class.
Ooh.
So I was like, ooh, can we not put me on a platform, please? And then they were like, no, like it has to look like a house, and you're upstairs, and like your family's downstairs. And here's another weird thing: the guy, he was like, always the leads and stuff. He played Danny, and then he played my love interest in Oklahoma, but he played my dad for Bye Bye Birdie.
That's a little awkward.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But like I was like, ooh, don't want to be on this platform.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary. I'm up here just hanging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
That's so interesting. But I'd have to agree with you on that because like my boyfriend likes Grease. He's like it's a classic. Like you can't not like Grease. And I'm like, yeah, but there's also some questionable things. He's like, yeah, that's kind of fair.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I could take off my feminism lens and like just see it as how everyone else sees it.
Yeah.
But I'm still like the entire time I'm like, why did she change herself?
Yeah.
And she literally changed herself. I know this because I had to change myself physically also. Fast.
Well, and it's like change for a partner, like good change is good, but that's not good.
That
change.
was not her.
That was not her.
Anywho,
number 5.
Number 5, Leave the World Behind.
Okay, I've never heard of that one.
It has Ethan Hawke and don't remember that woman's name. It's about cyber terrorism.
Okay.
Cyber terrorism is one of my biggest fears. And because terrorism in itself is scary, but cyber terrorism, it's about this family and they're on a vacation and they look and see this, something's in the ocean that's weird. I don't remember what it was. That was really loud. And it's like a mom, dad, daughter, maybe a son and a daughter. Yeah, I don't really remember. But anywho, so they are staying at this place, this Airbnb, and the host comes home. I might be explaining this completely wrong. It's been a long time since I watched it. And it's the man and his daughter, and they're trying to figure out they should trust each other. They know something weird's going on. You know, nothing's working. They're like, something strange is going on, but we don't know what's going on. And so the dad is like, okay, I'm going to just go drive and see if I can go to like a police station or something, get some information about what's happening. And this crop duster flies over him, but it's dropping papers, like flyers, and they're red, and they're talking about a group that's coming in to overtake them. And then by the end of the movie, there's like a nuclear war and all that. And what's really scary is that like we are so electronically driven, and that movie takes that and makes it into a fear. Like there's one scene where they're driving and there's like this whole group of Teslas. Because you can hack a Tesla.
I've seen this movie. I know what you're talking about the Teslas that like,
and they're like sitting there, they're like, what's going on? And all of a sudden this Tesla is coming like 100 miles per hour behind them, about to smash into them. Yeah, they're like taking all these Teslas and hacking them and then just crashing them and making a huge like
pile
bomb.
Up. Yeah. Oh gosh,
that was a great movie.
Wait, so why is it in your bottom 10?
No, that's my yeah, we did 10. We're supposed to do 10 movies we don't like.
Yeah. I thought that's what you meant.
I thought we were doing 5 movies we don't like and 5 movies we do like.
Oopsie. Made it oopsie. Nope, okay.
Okay.
We like Stochi? Thanks.
I do. Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing. That's my top 5.
Okay.
That I do like. So that's the 5th movie I like.
That's the 5th movie you like? Okay. Do you want me to just cut mine then? Okay, yeah.
Ooh, is someone fart?
Why are you looking like that, Hannah?
Girl, a little fart smell hit my nose.
I'd say safety if I farted. I'm sorry.
Say safety?
Yeah, you prepare everyone. That's what you're supposed to do.
Prepare everyone. Fart in front of people.
You're supposed to go safety and then...
I don't want to pick up on this mic. But it was not me.
Okay, let me go to my 5. Okay, I'll just go through them then. My bottom 5 films were Happy Death Day.
Ooh,
I hated that one. Cooties.
Don't know
it's about the kindergarten kids that eat the infected chicken nugget and then turn into zombies.
Oh my god. With Lupita?
Yes, I think so.
Girl, why are you in that movie?
And like they try to get like it's supposed to be a comedy. I hate it. I mean, it's funny, but and then 3, I, Tonya.
Okay.
I love that movie.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Especially, you liked it?
That's a really good movie. Yes.
I did not like. Okay. I love figure skating. Like it's like I never did it growing up. Loved it. I loved it, but I never did it. And I got super obsessed with the Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan drama. Nuh-uh. I will never, ever, ever be on Tonya Harding's side, and I did not like that film. I understand she had a hard life, and I can totally empathize with that side. However, I do not like that they made a film about it because it gave her more publicity, and that's why I hated the Dahmer documentary, like that show with the guy who played as the fast guy and MCU.
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters. I didn't like that one. Yeah. It was the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, shock factor, and then I was like, but it's just giving more public. And the thing they made about like Ted Bundy.
Yeah, no,
I never liked that.
Agree with those. And I don't know much about Tonya Harding, but I did think that was a decent movie.
So if you don't know a lot about it, it's a good film.
Yeah.
However, Tonya Harding and her husband literally hired somebody to bash in Nancy Kerrigan's knees at the competition. And like she's trying, like the entire court case and even that film, she was trying to pin it on her husband. And it's like, no, like that's not, you openly admitted to it. Like it actually pisses me off. And like I think that actually should have been my number 1, honestly. It's a great film. Margot Robbie did amazing in it. I'm not discrediting her at all. Great acting credit for her. I just don't appreciate that film was made.
Yeah.
Especially for Nancy Kerrigan and her family, because like she was literally attacked. Like
she's a victim.
She is a victim. And they made a movie not about a victim, but about a perpetrator.
Yeah.
And tried to paint her as a victim. And I didn't like that. However, great acting credits for Margot Robbie. I think she did wonderful.
I need to do my research on it.
Yeah. Rewatch it after doing your research.
Okay.
Number 2 is, I don't know how to pronounce the first.
Number 2?
Yeah, my second least favorite.
Oh, I forgot you're doing least favorites too.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Is it Emily? Amelia?
Emilia Perez.
Amelia Perez. Hate that movie. Great premise. Great thought. Great idea. Pay your writers. Actually write your movie and get people who can actually sing background vocals because that was an awful movie.
Yeah, don't take like the biggest stars in Hollywood, which that's what Wicked did, but they ate down.
Yeah,
and
they
they're
ate
known
down.
for being able to sing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Hated that movie. And then number 1 for me, I do not like Silence of the Lambs.
yeah, I get that.
I don't like that movie.
It's kind of grody.
It's disgusting. It's disturbing. It's awful representation of psychological processing and forensic psychology.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes it depends on how you interpret it. It's just I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And
it's creepy.
Yeah.
Let me cut my list. Because now that I know that, I'm gonna.
I'm so sorry. I like misread it.
No,
you're
you're fine.
5-5.
Because I thought we were doing 5 and 5, and then I said something about like, okay, I guess we're doing 10 and 10, and then I got like a sure, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll try.
I was confused.
I was confused.
I just said okay, and I was still confused. I don't know why I said okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay, wait. I'll make you 3 because I like that more than that one.
Yeah, I have a whole lot for the ones I like, and then there's nothing for the ones I dislike.
Okay, so let's start with 5. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Already said mine.
Oh, that's right. So I'll go. Okay, my 5th favorite film is also includes my favorite actor.
Mm-hmm.
And before I say it to my boyfriend, no, it's not my favorite actor because you introduced me to him. It's The Truman Show with Jim Carrey.
You're lying.
No way.
I have that on there for 4.
Shut up. That is so awesome. That's so crazy. Okay, The Truman Show. I love this movie.
Yep.
It's like it does suburbia so well. It does like my fear of being watched so well. Like it doesn't disturb me. It's so interesting. Mm-hmm. It does it so well where I'm not fearful. I'm like, tell me more. Like please, like let me know more. I'm
gonna change mine now.
You're gonna change yours?
I have one in mind.
Okay.
But it was the Truman Show. Truman Show was on there, I swear.
Okay. Truman Show was on there. I just like it.
Yep.
And I really like Jim Carrey. And I will be a Jim Carrey defender till the day I die. He did amazing in all the Sonic the Hedgehog films. He's amazing in everything. I loved him in everything.
He's like an Adam Sandler.
He's like an Adam Sandler. He is timeless.
He invented Adam Sandler.
When the inevitable and awful day when Jim Carrey passes, I will be mourning all week. It'll be like the Queen of England died for me. It'll be like a month of mourning. Shut down everything. I'll have my veil on. I'll be very, very upset. But I love Jim Carrey. I mean, I love all of his films. I mean, The Mask was almost on there. Ace Ventura, although a couple of scenes that are a little questionable in Ace Ventura for a PG movie. Like whenever, no. Yeah. But like, even like, he's in my favorite Christmas movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Like I love Jim Carrey. And I will defend him till the day I die. Okay. What about... So, you did your 5th.
Yeah.
So, do you want to say your 4th and I say my 4th? Or do you want me to say my 4th and then you say your 4th?
You can go first, because the Truman Show was my 4th, but I changed it.
Okay. So, I like the Truman Show. Like I said, I like the Truman Show. I could say more about it, but like... It's like, in my opinion, it's more self-explanatory if you watch the film. Mm-hmm. My 4th favorite film, and not to hop on a bandwagon, but Wicked. I love Wicked. Yep. The stage production of Wicked is fantastic. I love it. But just the film, the live vocals, the wanting to do stunts on their own, the costuming, the set design, the direction, just everything about that film. Like, so much love went into that film. And when so much love went into a film, it makes it so much better. Mm-hmm. And I already love Wicked. And... I already love Ariana Grande. I loved Cynthia Erivo in The Color Purple. She did fantastic in that. And I loved The Color Purple. And so when I found out she was going to be Elphaba, I was a little wary because anyone who wasn't Idina Menzel, I was like, ooh, but what if they don't do Elphaba well? But I was very, very pleasantly surprised with Cynthia Erivo playing Elphaba. She did wonderful, and I loved it. I loved all the casting. Jonathan Bailey as Fiyero was a power move, and Dancing Through Life, that whole dance sequence, the choreography is amazing. Like, I think the main thing about films is I feel like I should be so, like, I should feel a strong emotion out of it, and I am just so excited after watching that film.
Yeah.
And I love Wicked. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Wicked was on my list, but I had like honorable mentions because I chose movies that like I can dissect and talk about forever and forever and forever.
Yeah.
Because of like the psychological parts of it. But Wicked and Barbie are just feel good movies for me.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? I don't know if you've seen it, but two of my honorable mentions were Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, yes.
So good. And then 50 First Dates.
I don't know that
I
one.
love that movie. It's with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, where the girl, he meets her at a diner, and she, like, they meet, and it's all like, oh, hi, blah, 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 whatever. And then he meets her the next day at the same, like, breakfast diner spot, and she, like, tweaks out and starts, like, freaking out and hits him or whatever. And he's like, what the hell? Like, I just talked to you yesterday. Like, I was making small talk. And she actually got in a car accident, and every day her memory resets. And so it basically, the whole story, it ends with him making this film about how to, like, updating her about every single day and every single date they've had. And and there's a scene in it where, like, he goes away because he doesn't think he can be with her, and he's like crying and driving the boat, and it's the song where it's like, wouldn't it be nice if, and it's so funny. And I'm like, dude, love that movie. It's also one of my parents' favorite films, so, like, I found out that they liked it. I actually watched it while I was here, not with them, but I mean, I love 50 First Dates. Good movie.
Yeah.
Those are about my honorable mentions, yeah.
Yeah, so my number 4 is Where the Crawdads Sing.
I haven't seen it yet.
I read the book in high school.
Yeah.
And then I finally watched the movie like last semester, I think, so a couple months ago. That is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Really?
Here's the thing. It doesn't show much of a happy ending, but
I've heard it's not a happy ending.
It is. But for different reasons. So the premise of the movie is, bless you.
Thank you.
There's this woman, and she has a very awful upbringing, and she has to take care of herself and all that. And then there's this boy that lives on the other side of the creek from her. Creek, I think it's like a river. It's something nasty. Bayou.
Yeah, she's in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they grow up together and they like fall in love, but then he goes off to college.
Oh.
And he kind of forgets about her. But it's just because he feels so guilty that he left her behind and that he has more opportunities than she does. And then she meets this other guy, not good at all. A bunch of stuff happens between them. And then she decides to publish her drawings because she draws the animals in the bayou and stuff like that, the birds and all that. I think it's mainly birds that she does. She publishes it and she gets in a publishing book and she makes a lot of money. And she's able to like update the little cabin she lives in that her family had because it's in her name now. And she's able to get like renovations and stuff, get furniture, get actual drawing materials and stuff. And something happens between her and the guy that she gets with whenever the original one left. And he dies.
And
he dies. And there's like and then it turns into a murder mystery.
Yeah.
So like it keeps on flashing back from whenever like she was living it to the trial.
Yes.
So it keeps on going back and forth. It's like a murder mystery, romance, all that. It's a really good movie.
I'll need to watch that one.
You do.
Yeah. That needs to be on my list.
And it's a good movie.
See, I've heard about the book. I've been meaning to read it. Of course, like with college, I don't have the time to read. What's reading? But I've heard it's good. I have heard it's good.
Okay. So you're going to say number 3 now?
Yeah, I guess number 3 is next. Do you want to go first? You want me to?
Sure. Mine is The Joker, but the 2019 Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
That is one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I'm not a superhero person. I'm not tuned into any of those. I'm not really into Batman, not tuned into that. But The Joker is one of the best psychological movies I have ever seen. It kind of is a misrepresentation of mental illness, but at the same time, it's Like, it shows the extreme.
It's also a supervillain from a comic book show, so it's like it is dramatized.
Yeah.
I know that was a big argument, and then like some people be like, well, you could argue that splits this. And it's like, no. They tried to be clinical with it. Joker is... I think it's supposed to be dramatized because it is not a superhero film, but it is an action film in a way.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm not into like superheroes and stuff like that, but I know enough about the Batman and Joker to know about their storyline.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes the Joker and dissects him and puts like psychological reasoning in it. Like, he has a neurological condition that causes him to have uncontrollable laughter, and it gets him to a lot of trouble. But like, he can't help it. Yeah. So like, you just feel so bad for this guy, and at the end you're like, he literally did what he had to do. Murder is never the option, but like, the world was so against him. Like, he thought he was doing the right thing. He just wanted someone to love him. I haven't seen the second one. It's kind of like a musical, has Lady Gaga in it. I really bad want to watch it.
Horrible.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't watch it then.
Maybe you should watch it to get your own opinion, but know that if you like it,
But yeah, the first Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. I love anything Joaquin Phoenix is in, but that is such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Yeah. I actually hadn't seen it for a few years, and then I saw it like my first year here at Lyon. Yeah, I watched it here at Lyon. But I always used to mix up Joaquin Phoenix with Jared Leto. I don't know why. I would always mix them up, and I'm like, someone would say Joaquin Phoenix. I'm like, oh, that guy in Morbius, and he was like that really bad Joker, and they were like, that's Jared Leto. And I'm like, wait, but I thought, and they're like, no, Jared Leto was Joker, but in Suicide Squad. And I was like, oh, so who's Joaquin Phoenix? So like Joker in the Joker. And I was like, oh, like the really good Joker movie. And they're like, yes. And I'm like, got it. Got
really
it.
Good Joker movie. Which number 3?
What's my number 3?
Yes. Kind of getting sore sitting here.
I know. It's Mamma Mia.
No, I agree with that.
I love Mamma Mia. When I want to watch a film, I am wanting to like buckle in and just have a good time. Usually, like sometimes you need to watch some impactful films that make you really think about your life, and then
like Human Centipede
or Tusk. But Mamma Mia is so fun, and I'm coming up on my 20th birthday, which is my Mamma Mia birthday, and so like it's so much fun, and I love ABBA. I always have, and so it's always nice to know, like, or nice to hear it. And the second one is just as good.
I love
the second one. It has Cher in it.
Yeah,
and it's such a good like a set list of music and songs.
I said they killed her off.
I know
that irritated me to the core.
Why would you take out Meryl Streep?
Okay, here's the thing. Most sequels, aren't good. Like y'all said, the Joker.
Yeah.
But the Mamma Mia second movie is right there with the first one.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I think the first one, for me, it's like that. Just because the first one is in its own category for me, because it was so new, it was so different, it was so fun. It's like, I know a lot of people don't like this movie, and I know that I like it's just like a fixation I have. I love jukebox films. I think they're so much fun. So I like Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
That's not on my list because I will never put that on my list. But Romeo and Juliet was good, and I will die on this hill. The second one, Romeo and Juliet 2, Sherlock Gnomes, was good. And I loved those movies so much. But they're not top 5 worthy. And I know that. A lot of these are musicals, because I actually had to cut out another musical out of my top 5 because I was like, I'm not doing that, because I was going to put The Book of Life.
I don't know that.
Have you seen The Book of Life?
The Book of Life is so good.
Yes. Okay. I'm so glad somebody else knows it.
It looks really good, but I have not seen it.
Sobbing anytime I watch it. When he plays Creep in like a Hispanic soul like country music, I'm like, what? But it kind of eats.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen that.
My sunburn's itching.
Sunburn's itching. Yeah, no, number 3, Mamma Mia. We'll forever love Dancing Queen sequence when they all get on the dock.
Oh,
and
yep. And it's the older ones, the younger ones together.
Yeah, and then
that's Super Trooper.
No, Super Troopers when they like perform together. It's
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm talking about.
You know, they're dancing at her bachelorette party. I will also really like The Winner Takes It All whenever Meryl is singing her heart out to what's that? Which guy is that?
Sam.
Yeah, when she's singing her heart out to Sam when he's like, wait, let me walk her down the aisle, and she's just like, the winner. It's so good.
Yeah, and SOS is good. And the song that Cher sings in the second movie. Fernando.
Yeah, Fernando.
Oh my God, that is so
Or
good.
the opening song of the second movie, When I Kissed the Teacher at her graduation.
Ooh,
that
yes,
one's fun.
That is so good.
Oh, Mommy is
I would love
good.
to do that musical.
Oh, yes. You would do so good as Sophie.
I would die if I got Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to play the mom's best friend.
Which one?
The short one.
The short one. I was like the really like slutty one or the
short one.
The short auntie.
That's like chasing Bill.
Yes.
So that'd be such a fun. And then they sing what is that song? When you lose your mind, I'll be first in line. Take a chance on me.
Yeah.
That is such a good song.
That one's fun.
Okay. Second movie. You go first.
Oh, did you do your third? Yes, you did.
Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah, it was the Joker.
Yeah, the Joker. My second favorite film, it's Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. A little bit of a weird one from The Truman Show to Wicked, then Mamma Mia, and then it's Return of the Jedi. Have you seen Star Wars? Okay. I love Star Wars. Space wizards with swords, come on. And like I would have put the original, like not the original, the prequel trilogy, some of those films, because I have a fat crush on Ewan McGregor. Because I like Ewan McGregor in Star Wars and I like him in Moulin Rouge. Those are good.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh yeah, look up a picture of him. He's like he and Pedro Pascal are my two heartthrobs right now.
Yeah, if we did TV shows, The Last of Us would be one of my top ones.
Oh my gosh, Last of Us Part 2 is coming out on my birthday. No,
yeah,
it's coming out on my birthday.
It's so soon. I'm so excited. I remember we had like this little watch group whenever the first season came out, and then we were like 2025. That's so long from now.
Now it's 2025. It's here. I'm so excited. I'm gonna watch it with some friends here. I'm so excited. I love The Last of Us.
How do you spell it?
EWAN
okay.
and then McGregor, MC and then Gregor. MC Gregor. That'd be a really cool DJ name for him.
Him older or him younger?
Let me see which one you're umming at. Awooga. Yes. That's him in Star Wars. But him like a little bit older, he doesn't look that bad. Okay, I get it. It's not that great, but I like him. He was in Dr. Sleep, which was the sequel for The Shining.
Yeah. Now Pedro, I will never disagree with you on that one.
He's so I love Pedro Pascal. Did you ever watch that edit on TikTok where it was like him in like his cowboy outfit?
You'd like to take a ride on a real cowboy, and it goes, "Hey, sexy lady." Yes, I know exactly, and I have it saved.
You do you still have it? I lost it. I love that TikTok so much.
Sorry, guys.
I actually do cuss a little.
I actually do cuss a little. What's your favorite cuss? What was it? It'd be back. How many TikTok edits of Pedro Pascal do you have?
I don't know. Okay. It's not in here anymore.
It might have gotten taken.
It said remove unavailable videos from all favorites. It's removed. But I do have this one. And I'm tuned in for that.
Sound.
And then I have this.
What?
And then I have this. He goes.
Oh my god, that was the craziest 3 videos.
And then this SNL skit. Okay, anyways. I have like one collection on TikTok, and it's just like my hyperfixation videos.
Yeah.
The ones that I
that.
watch over and over and over again. And
get
there's
that.
like Bunny riding a turtle, eating strawberries. That's in there. And then there's edits of Pedro Pascal. And then there is that big man farting. So there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, she showed me a video of a big man farting.
Anywho.
That's insane. Yeah, no, I love Return of the Jedi. It's like the conclusion of the original trilogy of Star Wars, where they're battling on Endor, which whenever you know what that is. But they're on their little speed racers. I think that's fun. Princess Leia has like a whole moment. Her and Han Solo are reunited. I believe that's when they get him out of the carbonite. Which, have any of y'all seen Star Wars?
Mm-mm.
Awesome. I'm talking to myself. But basically there's an ending scene where like Luke looks into the distance and sees the Force ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi and his father and Yoda, and is just like, yes. And it's such a great ending to the original trilogy. And then the prequels came out and they were fantastic. And then 2016, Disney decided to absolutely crap on the series and release Rise of Skywalker and pooped on everything. But I don't count those. So when they decide to make another trilogy, that'll be the next one if it's good. If not, I'll just forget about those two. Are we at our top? Or you're at your second one?
Yeah. Okay, so mine's Midsummer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a given. We've talked about that in like 3 different episodes. I'm not going to go too into it, but it's too good.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite scene? I actually want to know that.
My favorite scene is whenever they crown her as the Mayflower Queen and they're all crying around her, and then she just zooms in on her face.
So like the finale.
Yeah, and zooms in on her face, and she's wearing like the flowers, and then she just smiles.
Yeah.
That scene gives me chills every single time. I'm like, they did so good with that final scene. And then whenever like he cheats or he dies, I don't remember which one he did, but they're like all like around her crying.
He cheated, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's a lot of like,
and then she smiles whenever he dies. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she smiled when he died. I know there's a lot of controversy of like, did he actually cheat? Like he was drugged and like all this and that. And I'm like,
throughout the film though, he was alluding to wanting to cheat with that woman. Like they were given hints about it. I don't know if he was drugged in that particular moment though.
He was.
Okay.
They slipped something in, and then also like, actually I'm not gonna say that because that is crazy to say on YouTube. But like a spiritual bonding with that woman, and
yeah, I don't think that was consensual.
That
was not consensual at all.
But
do not allow that or condone that. But he was
alluding to that and all that the entire time. Not saying he deserved it at all. No, he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve anything that happened to him towards the end of that film. I think they should have just resolved that themselves. However,
but Danny already had suspicions about them.
Yeah, because
like she would look and there would be like a huge group of people and they were just in there staring at each other.
Yeah.
So whenever she saw that, she didn't have the context of what was going on. So obviously she just broke down because she was like, oh my God, he's cheating on me.
And not he got drugged and is being raped.
Yeah, because that's not your first thought. You see your boyfriend in there making sweet tender love with someone. That's not your first thought. It's, oh my God, he's drugged.
Right.
Yeah, so anywho, Midsummer is really good. Oh my God.
Abusing the equipment. Oh, Pat doesn't watch this video.
He said he watches all of them.
Really?
He asked me about Zeppelin.
Oh.
He might have been telling Coco though.
What do you think my favorite film is? Don't look.
I can't even see. I know. It's too small.
Close that so it doesn't die. What do you think my favorite film is? You want to like guess genre?
Genre? Fantasy?
Technically it is, but it's not like a wizard fantasy.
Okay.
You want to guess? Like it's kind of like 2.
I don't know.
Okay. It's like a musical fantasy.
Into the Woods?
I did not remember that until this. No, it's like a romance as well. I mean, if you have musical and fantasy together, it's got to be romance. My favorite film of all time is La La Land.
Oh, I should have guessed that. I should have guessed that.
La La Land is so visually and aesthetically pleasing to me. It like, you know, people say it scratches the brain, right?
Yep.
It scratches my brain in every right way.
I've never
It's
seen
just
it.
like the colors, the costuming, the acting. I love. That's Emma Stone's best in my opinion. And is that Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling. I mean, I loved it, and I'm so glad she won. She won an Oscar for that, right?
I've never seen it. But it's on my need to watch list.
Excuse me? You haven't seen that? No, you need to watch that and then Whiplash, because that's the same director. He made that within 2 years of each other. Okay. Whiplash and La La Land, that is some power directing in my opinion. Are you rushing or dragging? I love, what is it, J.K. Simmons?
I think so.
I think that's his name, yeah. Oh my gosh, he did so great in that film. And then I guess it's Miles Teller from from Top Gun.
Yeah, no.
The guy that everyone was like ooga over, and I didn't really get the thing. I wasn't super like.
It was just the mustache.
It was the mustache, which I mean I get that. I can see it. Okay, but La La Land. The music, the cinematography, everything about it was so good, and I love when people tell me like, oh, I hated the ending. I'm like, you didn't understand. You didn't watch the movie, like obviously, and like everyone has a movie where they're like that. Like, let's all be real, we all have that movie, but like the ending of La La Land, I'll let you watch it. It's so beautiful. It is so as a woman, and that's corny. as a person who likes to be independent and somebody who has their own goals in life, I feel for the ending and I wish for something else. And I think it is a really great ending.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are so many different ways to interpret the ending, and there's so many different ways that I would have done the choices that they made at the end. However, I'm not that character. And I think that's one of the coolest things is like, you're not that character. So whatever happens in their story, it's not your story. And I think that was the craziest thing for me to figure out. What's your favorite? Wait, let me see if I can guess what your genre is. Is it a thriller? Okay. Is it... Is it Hereditary?
As an honorable mention.
Is it Mother?
Also an honorable mention.
Because I know you've mentioned those.
I really love Mother. And I really love Hereditary. I love Mother more than Hereditary.
Yeah.
But...
Is it Lamb, that one you were talking about? Okay.
That's another good one. Yeah.
Okay. Was it in in this century? Okay. I know it's not A Quiet Place.
Yes, it is.
No!
Yes.
No way! I was like, I know it's not. Really?
That franchise is my favorite of all time.
Oh, you're so
Those are the kind of movies I can sit down and be tuned in like I've never seen it before.
Oh.
The first one's good. The second one's good. My favorite one is Day One. And I've seen some people say they didn't really like Day One. But for some reason, just those two, like, having a connection. It was just those two. And, like, Alex Wolff, but, like, he died literally 5 minutes in.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the cat also just made it for me. Like, those two characters were
and
good.
Then
the cat stamped it for my approval.
Well, because, like, I genuinely preferred the first one over any of them. If I had to rank it, I'd do the first one. I'd literally do it in the order they came out. The first one, the second one, and then Day One. It took me a second watch to like Day One. I will say that. Because I was just like, dude, like, I genuinely, I thought in the middle of that film, kill that damn cat. I was like, that thing is getting in your way. I was like, do not let that cat kill you. But then the second watch, I was like, the cat's really cute. And this is a good movie. And I just needed to give it time because I had this expectation of what A Quiet Place was. And this is a completely different story.
I think that's why I like it so much.
It's a different perspective on
It's kind of romance, you know?
It's got a romance. It's a different perspective. It's a genuine romance, not this forced crap. It's like... And it's like, it's a sweet, simple romance. It's kind of like 50 First Dates for me. Like, it's like the simple and sweet romance, not this like, here's some flowers, here's this extravagance. It's just somebody getting to know somebody rather than...
That's the thing for me, is that he knew he was limited with her. And he still chose to stay with her and to build that connection with her because that's how strong of a bond they had created. And the fact that at the end, God, I have tears in my eyes. He literally goes to her favorite. He risked his life, goes and gets her pizza, and then dances with her to a song that her dad used to perform. Meanwhile, there are monsters outside.
Yeah.
But if he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to, he would. He would go risk his life for some pizza.
Yep. Risk his life for the cat. That's what got me.
He also, he risked his life for the cat.
Yeah, because he was walking to the drugstore to go get her medicine, risking his life again for her because she was getting weak. And the cat followed him. Frodo followed him. And then Frodo, of course, being a cat, was getting into stuff, not minding his business. Ended up in that nest somehow.
Oh my gosh.
My heart was pounding out of my chest. I watched it with Will, and he was like, I wish they just killed that cat. And I was like, girl.
I said that in the theaters. My friend and I were watching it together. Shout out to Allie. I love you, Allie. But I was like, they need to kill that cat. I was like, that kid, when it like when you see where it actually crawled into, and it's like a nest of those monsters, I'm like,
and he's sitting there like going to get it.
Yeah, and I was like, I felt kind of bad, but I was like, damn, what a cliche. What a freaking cliche. The cat gets into trouble. I was like, I hate that. But it's
so true.
It's so true.
That would be Zeppelin. First of all, would be the first one to get me killed. The moment I would open up a can of cat food, he would start going crazy.
Yeah.
Like whenever she opened that, like you could tell he was a service animal because he was so chill. He was getting into stuff, but he was so chill. And one of the sweetest moments is in the beginning, whenever all the stuff starts to happen, and she wakes up and he's nowhere to be found. Yeah. And then the nurse is like, "Oh, he's right here."
Yeah.
And like she's so excited to see the cat. I don't know. That movie, I don't know. I just like those kind of movies where like there's all this stuff going around on the outside, but that doesn't matter because these two are so like intertwined with one another that they're willing to risk it just to make the other one happy and safe. And then she risked it for him and the cat. And like he was literally like, "Yeah, I know you're about to die, so let me take your cat with me to safety." Like, and they switched jackets.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
When they swapped jackets.
I was sitting like this. I was stood up in the theater.
You were sat.
Because, like, obviously I was worried about the two characters. I was like, oh my God, I hope they survive. But that cat had me on the edge of my seat. I was so anxious for that cat.
Oh, I totally forgot they swapped jackets.
They swapped jackets. And then, like, the island. I don't know. I like how, like, whenever you have so many movies, and they're good movies, they, like, slowly start to intertwine with each other. Because, like, they get to the island.
Yeah.
And that's the main guy who passed away in the second movie.
Yes.
And you're like, dang, like he was a good guy from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like spoiler alert, but like at the ending, whenever she does like go back to that restaurant and like puts the music on and like kind of just takes it all in as she's literally about to die, I'm like, and like not die from this unfortunate illness that she like.
She's not letting it win.
She's not letting it win. She was killed by those monsters. And that was very powerful for me for her. Because it was like, wow, like that, she didn't let that beat her.
Yep.
She still died, unfortunately, but like, she didn't let that thing that had been eating at her life.
Yep. She walked around, she made sure that her cat and her man were safe. And then she's like, you know what? Took out her headphones. And then it was like, and I'm feeling good. And then it goes black and you see all those monsters coming for her. That was such a good scene. I could literally scream to the rooftops about how good this movie is. Like, I don't know. That's why it's my top movie, is because I could talk about it forever and forever and forever.
Well, are we putting a spoiler alert on this episode? Can we? Because I would feel so bad spoiling some of these stuff. Are we spoiling this for y'all?
I've seen the first movie.
Would y'all be mad if I spoiled a little bit of La La Land? Have y'all seen it? Guys, y'all need to watch movies. Like, you're dating. What is it called? Like a movie buff, or it's like a cine. Oh, is it a cinephile?
I smell fart again. So who's doing it?
It is not me.
Delton. Girl, y'all would hear it on this mic if I did it.
I know I'm not farting because I know.
First of all, my butt hurts so bad. Y'all'd see me get up and move around to let the fart out. Sitting in this seat for too long.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing ropes course all day, so it very well could be my shoes.
Imagine that's what I've been smelling. I think it was farts.
My feet do not smell like farts. But like, no, that whole conversation you just had is like exactly what I feel about the ending of La La Land. Like, I didn't know we were spoiling it. I didn't want to spoil it for people, but like,
I had to.
But like, I have to. Like, the ending. So La La Land is about these two people. It's about Mia, this like struggling actress, and Sebastian, this struggling jazz player, and they meet at the most lowest points of their lives, where Sebastian doesn't have, like, he's wanting to open his own jazz club, is not there yet, and Mia is wanting to be an actress, is not there yet, and they meet at this most unfortunate time. They build this relationship. He joins a band, something he never wanted to do. She is like pursuing some acting, but like not a lot, and so it's not exactly what they're wanting to do with their lives, and they unfortunately go separate ways. And then this like great event happens where she gets this audition for a fantastic movie, like top tier movie, and she goes and takes it, gets the part, and he is like pushing her to do it. And she's just like, she's asking him, she's like, oh, I don't remember what she says, but she's like, I'm always gonna love you. And he's just like, yeah, like, blah, blah, whatever. And then it like pans to black and then it opens. And you see this woman walking like with her ponytail up into the same coffee shop that Emma worked at. It's Emma as this huge famous actress. Like she is now in the shoes of the people she used to serve. And it's wonderful. And she's with her husband. They've got their daughter, like very, very like rigid, like not rigid life, but a very like well put together life. And then they miss this performance and they're like, oh darn, like let's just pull off on like, let's pull into downtown. Let's go to a new club. And they go into this club that is the same name as the jazz club that she made with her partner Sebastian, the guy. It's called Seb's. And they go in and he sees her across from it. It's like this beautiful purple lighting, kind of the same lighting when they first met as well. And he starts to play their theme. And then you get this like alternate ending. And it's like they stayed together. And he followed her to Paris while she was filming this. And and he never got his club. He never got his club, but he followed her to Paris. They had a son. They had all these home videos. It was happy. There was so much joy, laughter. Like she wasn't as well put together. She was kind of just herself. And it like that whole flashback kind of ended with them sitting at Seb's, but Sebastian hadn't made it, but they were there together. And it was, instead of her and her husband being sat like this, they were like close like this and they were just enjoying life. And then the song ends and it's like the end where it's like, da, 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 dun. And then that part ends and it goes back to the piano where Sebastian is, and then it cuts back to Emma and like tears in her eye. And I am, it floors me. And there's also another scene called the Planetarium, and there's like a whole score for it where Mia and Sebastian have this like fantastical Hollywood dance in this planetarium. They look at the stars, they dance through the stars together. It's just, it's such a fun film. And like, just like how you can talk about like A Quiet Place. Like, I love that you love The Quiet Place. That is a really good film. I cannot believe I didn't even think about that one. Especially like just what they did for just what that film did for exposure for deaf actors.
Yeah.
Like that, just based alone on what the impact it did.
Yeah.
I love those films.
Yeah, and the main character in the main character was a little girl who was deaf. And then A Quiet Place Day One is a black woman that has cancer.
Like, it gave so many people voices and characters to relate to. And I don't know. And I think that's the most important thing about film, is giving people their own voices, not retelling of other people's voices, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of, and I'll say this because I know it could be like a decent film, I guess, but like there's a lot of controversy going on about the new Snow White film coming out. Yeah. Have you heard about that, where people are like, Rachel Ziegler, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, she's from the United States. She's an American-born citizen. However, her family's from somewhere in Latin America.
I think Colombia.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of people that are pissed off about that. And I think they're kind of pissed off about it in the wrong way, where it's like, oh, well, she's not white. It's like, I wish they would let her play a Colombian princess or like a Colombian Disney character. Why not make her a new character? Why not let her be the first? And it like, well, I guess not the first because Encanto came out and that's about Colombia. But like,
too good.
But like, I think rather than being upset about people of color and other people other people like doing these roles, maybe instead of being upset about that, why don't we push for more roles for them that are more geared towards their culture and where they came, like what they are, rather than retellings of like traditional white stories. Because I think that's truly what people should be upset about. And like, I know a lot of people, like some people were upset about Cynthia Erivo being Elphaba, and I'm like, she's green. She is green. Like, it has nothing to do with it.
That's the point, isn't it? Because she's green, she's different.
She's different, yes. And that could literally be anybody. And I'm so glad that they gave that to so many different people to be Elphaba, both on stage and on the screen. I think maybe we should, instead of just being mad about it, push for people to have more stories geared towards them and have that representation for them, rather than just being mad about it. I mean, like, I would very much love to hear another Colombian story. I would love Rachel Ziegler to be able to tell that story.
I think she's from Colombia. Let me Google it.
And like Cynthia Erivo and The Color Purple, that was a beautiful story about Black history. Amazing story. I don't.
New Jersey.
She's from New Jersey? She was in West Side Story. Rachel Ziegler?
Okay, her ethnicity is Colombian, so I was correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in West Side Story.
Yeah, she was in West Side Story. She
She was
really
in
good.
Ballad of Songbirds. Oh. I did not like Shazam. But like I think film is meant to just be kind of like a little escape for people.
Yeah, and to push boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like The Quiet Place, the heroes in the story are not the traditional heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a deaf little girl that saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a black woman with cancer saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she sacrifices herself so her cat and her man can, again, live. And then you have this man, the main man that takes care of the island. He is literally the leader of the island, a black man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about The Quiet Place, is that it takes these characters and puts them in a spot that a lot of films don't put them in.
Yeah.
And you don't see them as, oh, you know, she's deaf.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that as a personality trait of her. You see it as a way that she can defy the narrative.
Yeah.
Like, she uses it to her advantage and she saves the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really like The Quiet Place because, like, you have characters that are in these amazing, like, heroic roles.
Mm-hmm.
Heroic roles, or however you say it. And in other films, they wouldn't have been given the opportunity.
Right. And it's like, it's kind of turning it on its head there. And like, I mean, I never really focused on, like, when I was growing up about representation because, like, it wasn't really something I noticed. But then as I got older, I really noticed, if you know the Percy Jackson books, there's a Annabeth Chase. She, blonde, gray-eyed little girl from, I think, Jersey, actually. Daughter of Athena. She's, like, supposed to be super smart, but she's blonde. I got picked on a lot in elementary school for being blonde and also smart. And they're like, pick one. Like, you can't be one or the other because, like, blondes are dumb. And so, like, I never realized how much of a representation Annabeth Chase was for me for being a blonde character. And, like, I put that into perspective and I was like, there are so many little girls that don't have that kind of representation. Like, I know a lot of, like, seeing a wheelchair user in Wicked. Like, I know that was so big for some people.
Yeah, an actual wheelchair user.
An actual wheelchair user. And, like, for West Side Story, having actual Latino characters in West Side Story was so big for some people. And, like...
Yes, that's something about West Side Story, is that they do it on stage. They always have white people with the worst spray tans I have ever seen. Like, whenever I was in musical theater, we had to watch clips of, like, different stuff, and West Side Story was one of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, is no one else looking at how weird this is? Like,
yeah,
that you can tell it's spray tan because it's dripping.
From all their sweat.
It's literally dripping.
Yeah.
And then, like, we watched Hamilton. I was like, this is where it's at.
Hamilton's where it's at. The Color Purple is where it's at. The Wiz, that's where it's at.
The Wiz is so good.
Dear Evan Hansen has so much representation. They always try and diversify their cast. And, like, I know it's a bunch of animals, but the Lion King, like, they always made sure it was a diverse cast. Again, it's about lions, but, like, it's like you really can't diversify a lion. But they do. And I think that's such a cool, like, Disney, any Disney Broadway production they do, Aladdin, Frozen, The Lion King, like, they do it so well and it gives so much representation to people. And I
don't know, not Northwest though.
Are you talking about the Kanye's kid?
Whenever she played
Simba in the Superdome. Some, like, a Hollywood Bowl. The Hollywood Bowl performance of...
It was definitely a performance. Y'all didn't see it? Y'all see it?
We can't make fun of a 12-year-old.
But, like, Blue Ivy was right there.
Yeah.
But Blue Ivy also auditioned. And y'all passed her up.
Well, also, child Broadway actors auditioned. Like, people who have actually worked their whole lives for that. Not saying Blue Ivy hasn't. Like, obviously, she has her own talents. But Blue Ivy... Northwest, which I think that's a funny name. Her name is Northwest. I don't know. I just think that's goofy. That is nepotism. These kids who are in, like, training their whole lives to be on Broadway to have it swept under their feet by nepotism. Oh, that pisses me off. Like, I cannot even imagine working that hard. And, like, I'm just gonna be frank, having your parents put that much money into it. Like, it's so much to put yourself through that for nepotism to just sweep in, it's like that's frustrating for me because they were like, I looked at some of those audition tapes, so many talented young boys, and like not a lot of young girls were auditioning, which is not uncommon for like Simba. A lot of girls will want to audition for Nala or for like one of the background characters. Like,
because he's a dude type person.
He is a dude type person. However, they do have some young girls play Simba because Simba is, if you've ever seen the movie, very high pitched voice.
Yeah, so you gotta have girls play.
You have to have some girls play, and like that's fine. Like,
well, in the movie the movie Mufasa, the boy that played Mufasa, the younger one, his sister, whenever he hit puberty while they were filming, and his sister had to sing some of the parts whenever his voice kept on cracking.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess what we're trying to say here is movies are a great way to de-stress. We obviously have our niche topics in films. I was expecting your top to be a thriller, like a thriller kind of horror thing. Were you expecting mine to be a musical?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much you liked musicals until now.
I love musicals.
But I did too. And everyone's always like, I don't really like musicals.
What?
How?
I know. My boyfriend's like that. He's like,
mine too.
He's like, I don't want to watch a musical. He's like, but Grease. I'm like, really? Like, I get it. Like, it's a classic, but like, there's some better ones out there.
There is.
I need to try and get him to watch Moulin Rouge. I feel like he would like that one.
That's such a good one.
Moulin Rouge tears my heart out. There's actually, there's this, why does my heart cry? It's such a good song. What's it called? But no, I mean, films, great de-stressors, great ways to give representation. I mean, this year alone, I don't like the movie, but Emilia Perez had some great representation in it. I mean, Zoe Saldana? Yeah. In her acceptance speech, she even said how much of an honor it was for her to get to speak the language her grandmother spoke in that film. I mean, that's great for her. And I'm glad she won an award. She deserves it. Not for that, but for her other works. And I think in movies, it's an expression and an extension of ourselves, and we need to make sure we focus on making it an extension of ourselves and not a carbon copy cut out of a societal expectation.
Yeah, I just don't agree with the use of AI.
And that too. I cannot believe that they used AI. I cannot believe that they used AI and they won when Wicked was right there.
It was live.
Live performances. Cynthia Erivo was being flipped upside down, suspended. Like, you need to be grounded to sing. Like you're a singer. You grounded, strong from your feet all the way up to your core to sing. And she is suspended in the air by her hips.
Yep. You have to stand up straight. Sometimes if you can't hit a certain note, they'll tell you to lay down.
Yeah. And
spin.
Not spin. She's in the air. She's got her broom in the air, and like Keke Palmer is like, I'm not even gonna try and do that. I'm not even gonna try and do the little battle cry she's got. Keke Palmer did that right for. I love that video of her, but she's got the broom, the hat, the billowing cape, and she is up there. It is literally strapped up to her hips. Mm-hmm. She has no grounding, and she hit that, and that lost.
Yep.
That lost to that. I was livid. I was so livid. And but I loved learning about your films. What are y'all's favorite films? Can you just think of your favorite one off the top of your head?
Wait, I literally have an app where I have all the movies I've ever watched, and they're in
Flickr?
Q,
something like that.
What's your favorite?
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison?
Okay, interesting.
I'm a little creep, you know? I don't know. I'm weird. I don't have the typical.
That's fine.
American Psycho's up there too.
American Psycho's good. That one's good.
Yeah.
Not the girl one. That's like when they made
It's just badly made.
Yeah. It's like when they remade Ghostbusters with an all-female cast. It felt way too forced for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not feeling girl power here.
That's whenever they take something that nobody really cares about anymore, and then they put different characters into it. Girl, just write them a new story.
Yeah, write them a new
it's
story.
not that easy to write a new story about women.
Yeah, it's really not.
How hard is it to write about some women?
Because they actually just took the original plot of Ghostbusters and gender bent it. That's all they did.
Why can't you just write a story about some women?
It's not that hard.
Leave Ghostbusters in the past. Let's have something about some women. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not that hard to write about women, anyways.
I have 13 Jennifer's Body in any John Hughes movie. I love Breakfast
my
Lunch,
God.
16 Candles. I love all of them.
Okay.
Those are all really good.
Those are really good.
Jennifer's Body's good.
13 is crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
So you guys don't like it?
No, it's good.
Hold up. Let me look this. back up and make sure that I'm thinking of 13 in the right way.
Isn't it about that little girl that's 13? 2 girls. Okay, yeah.
Hold up. Okay.
I love older movies, like early 2000s and like 80s.
Okay. You know what? Yeah. That's a good movie. It's about the girls that like get into substance abuse. Yeah.
They're really mean to their mama.
Mm-hmm. No, that is like, that's up there with like the coming of age films, like with 8th Grade for me by Bo Burnham. Have you ever seen 8th Grade?
No, I've heard of it though.
It's not bad. Bo Burnham actually did a pretty good job with that film.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the best, but don't come after me, Bo Burnham. But no, I mean, I like that. Very interesting. Okay, well, those were our like top 5 and top.
Yeah.
I forgot. I thought we were doing like top 10 individually. I was like, that's gonna be a long time, but sure, whatever. But yeah, no, those were our favorite films. If you disagree, we don't care. But if you agree, let us know. But yeah, take some time to watch some films with some loved ones over spring break. There's some really good films coming out soon. They're making an Odyssey film over over Homer's poem of Odyssey. If you don't know that, that's my favorite book.
I was so into Greek mythology in middle school.
Well, you know there's a musical about the Odyssey, right? It's called Epic. It's on YouTube. Okay, it's a 40-song musical.
40?
And it's so catchy. You will like the Circe arc. Or the Circe saga is what they call it.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's not a watch though. It's a listen. It's an audio musical. People have done like animations of it, but like I love the Odyssey, and I found out about that from my friend Landry. Shout out to Landry. And I'm obsessed. And when I found out they're making a movie with Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Zendaya, the girl in Day One,
the little deaf girl.
No.
Lupita?
Yes, Lupita. She's playing Athena.
Oh my god, she's gonna be
rumored to be Athena. I don't think she's gonna be like Calypso or Circe. I think she's gonna be Athena. But I'm excited about that one.
Who thinks me Calypso? Who's gonna be Circe?
I hope that Circe is Zendaya, but I could see her being Calypso.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cersei's gonna be kept for a more mature character, but I think Anne Hathaway is gonna be Penelope. Odysseus' wife.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's gonna be. I know there's a book called Circe. I haven't read it yet.
No, me either.
Okay, I thought you were gonna like start talking about that. I was like, I haven't seen that or I haven't read that yet. But that's a good movie coming out soon. There's like an A24 film about a unicorn coming out.
They have another A24 movie coming out soon.
Yeah, because you said there was another one coming out that you thought was gonna be good, and then it was this trailer of them killing a unicorn, and then the unicorn mom coming to kill them, and I was like, was that what she's talking about? Like,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
no, I've just seen a little bit of it, like a little bit of like clips on like teasers and stuff.
But we'll see.
Yeah, The Boogeyman. That's a movie I forgot about, but that is one of the scariest movies of all time.
I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
Ooh, it is very scary,
very spooky. I might not tonight, but I might have to watch that because I still haven't seen Hereditary. I told myself I was gonna watch it, and then I was like, let's watch The Book of Life for like the 40th time. But that was our list. Again, if you agree, tell us. If you don't, we don't care. But yeah, thanks, and enjoy y'all spring break, and yeah, we'll see y'all after spring break. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And then we do that, or do you want to just do bottom and then top? Like move bottom.
I don't have mine in order.
Oh, you don't have yours in order?
No, I can order it. Maybe.
Could you try and order it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get ready now. Because I've been going all day and I didn't realize I hadn't eaten anything all day until I got these cookies and was ravenous. Like, dude. Literally about to beat up Shoulder's wife because I'm like, those fucking cookies.
No, he just brought 2 boxes to the, like when we were selling ceramics, he just brought 2 boxes and I had him laying them out. I'm like, oh.
Y'all can have one if you would like, please.
Those are the best kind.
I was kind of mad I didn't see those.
These and the Thin Mints.
The Thin Mints are my favorite.
I ate a whole box of Thin Mints in one sitting one time. Do not recommend.
Well, she's doing that. Let me hold up. Hold up. I'm more cold. Just, I want you to listen to this.
Oh, you texted me, but I did not read it yet.
Yeah, you're fine.
Were you just asking about the? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Pat got here 10 minutes late, so I kinda ran.
Hold up.
Oh, I've heard that.
This won Oscars. Over.
And Golden Globe.
And Golden Globes.
And Golden Globes?
Over.
I get the context of it, but really?
I understand what it's supposed to be about.
It's supposed
And
to be
done well, that would be an amazing musical. That was shit.
But they used AI to make it, so I feel like that's
Yes.
cheating.
And it won over. Hold up, it's an ad. It did win over. Hold up.
I can hear Cynthia from here.
Oh yeah, you can.
I swear, I watched that 10 million times.
I bought it on Amazon and I've watched it 13 times. My watch history on that thing is insane. Robbed.
I get chills every time she fucking sings. She ate down and it's stolen.
Stolen. There has to be something behind the scenes going on that I'm not seeing because this is a blatant rob.
Yeah, they said. Dude.
Yeah, and Ariana won nothing.
Explain to me. Ariana should have won. She got some messy drama going on behind the scenes. I know that. But that was a hell of a performance. And then the performance at the Oscars. Did y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Were they saying?
When
That
they
was-
sang? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that
And
would
I
come up
loved
all the time. And
I
I'd watch
loved what they sang. I'm so glad Cynthia sang from The Wiz. The Wiz is such a great musical. It's a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, but it was all done with a black cast, black staff, and
Michael Jackson. No, Michael Jackson was in it, and oh my God, what's his sister's name?
Janet.
Janet Jackson.
Mhm. Oh, I forgot she was in that.
Did y'all watch Drag Race?
Yeah, I do.
Did you see their
The Wicked
Wizard of
one?
Oz? Yes.
Oh my God, when her tit fell out.
Yeah. My favorite
It's
was
not
the
real
one that
one.
won. Was whenever they played as Cher whenever she did what was that movie with her?
Burlesque?
No, she plays a witch. Has Sandra Bullock in it? The Witches of Easton or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever she played a witch in that, and you know they love them some Cher on there. But yeah, that was my favorite song, and I had it stuck in my head forever. And then the Tin Man, the Lion, and Scarecrow, their song was so good. My least favorite was the one that played Elphaba.
Yeah. Have y'all read the book Wicked?
Mm-mm.
First off, crazy book, crazy. She wasn't born from a affair with her mother and the wizard. She was born from a threesome with her dad, had sex with the wizard, and then the wizard like took that like the sperm and then like basically magicked it into his dick and then had sex with her mother, and then it was like a combination of all three of them and magic.
Oh my god.
Alphabet is literally like an experiment baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a rumor going around Oz the entire book. Like it's like a jab joke that she's a hermaphrodite. And I'm like, that's insane.
Maybe that's why Ariana was like, when she it's green and there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth like a Ken doll.
Smooth like a Ken doll. Do you have it ordered?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are we recording?
We were recording for 10, like,
Bitch.
Oh.
everything.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm scrolling on.
No, you're fine.
Snap.
Okay. There we go. I like that. Am I in frame?
It was last time too.
Yeah, like you have to go right there. So that your face can be
Okay, awesome. Okay.
Is that close enough? I think it was the one Dr. Miller. I really couldn't hear myself. Or maybe it was one before. It was eating my face and I also couldn't hear myself.
Well, it's kind of hard because if Hannah's talking in the mic really loud and then you talk really quiet, it's hard to pitch it up because then
Yeah.
Hannah's going to be more loud.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's close enough.
Yeah, I'm not going to be loud.
I just don't want it, like, in your face where, like,
Yeah.
it looks like this. Turn the camera. I feel so bad when it's, like, in your face.
Okay. Ooh. When you put your glasses on, I'll start.
Yeah, I got some boo-boo on them.
I'm so sick.
Okay.
I'm actually not sick. I'm just recovering. Okay.